The car behind me is called the Mistress. Let's find out why in this week's episode of Down at the Barns. Morgan Cars was established in 1909 by HFS Morgan with a design of the now iconic Morgan three-wheeler. Then in 1936 along came Morgan's first four-wheeled car based on the Morgan steel chassis. Each Morgan is handcrafted using three core elements: ash, aluminium and leather. Every car is entirely unique. The car we're looking at today was purchased after Gary, the owner, spent a stag weekend driving around in one. 6 weeks later, he'd bought his very own model, a 1981 Plus 8. The car was originally in red and silver. So Gary, how long has it been on the road?
It's only just been finished, but yeah, I literally stripped it back to the bare chassis and from the ground up, completely rebuilt the whole car.
Wonderful.
So yeah, absolutely everything. So wiring, all the bodywork, the ash frame, I've rebuilt the ash frame because that had rotten parts in it.
Yeah.
So a labour of love.
Absolutely.
Or hate at times. But
now I'm loving these colours, the blue and silver. Tell us where the paints come from, different places.
I used to have an old Vauxhall van, silver van, and it was actually parked outside my workshop, and one of my friends turned up. He had an Audi that he just brought, which was the metallic blue. They were parked next to each other and went, God, those two colours would look great together, and that's how it came about. So,
right.
So yeah, it's a Vauxhall silver and an Audi metallic blue.
You'd never believe it. And as you say, they complement each other brilliantly on this vehicle. It looks really, really nice. Tell us about these doors, because this blue section, what is all this on here? Can you explain it to me?
So these side screens, they are completely removable.
Right.
So you take these off and then you have a completely open car.
Yeah.
Which is lovely when it's really warm, but this time of year where the weather's not quite so warm, it just keeps it a bit more comfortable. But yeah, if the weather's really hot, you take these off, it's fully open, you get the full breeze in your hair, or what left you've got left.
I know the feeling.
It's a lovely little thing to have, you know.
Now, being a trimmer, obviously inside it is immaculate. Tell us about these seats, how you did this.
Well, these are actually out of an MX-5.
Right.
They're not actually Morgan seats at all.
Okay.
So I've actually cut them down and made them narrower so they're actually fit in the car. Completely redesigned how they're trimmed. I say with the diamond quilting in, something that I've always liked, and I just thought, no, I've got to have that in my own car.
Yeah.
The logos were actually, we've downloaded a special image off the internet. And my wife just happens to have one of these very clever sewing machines, and 24 minutes later that comes out of the machine.
Wow.
It's not an easy car to drive because there's no power steering, servo assisted brakes, there's no ABS. It's very raw, the driving situation. It's you feel every lump and bump, but you're very in tune with the road because of it. So it's just a lot nicer thing to be driving.
Yeah. Can we have a look under the hood?
Of course you can. Okay, so here we are. So we've got a Rover V8 engine, 3.5 litre.
Right.
I've changed the ignition so it's fully electronic, and changed the air filters so we've got a bit better breathing. Upgraded all the fuel system, so it's now got a pressure regulator. And I've kept to the blue theme, as you can see.
Yes, I was going to mention that.
Yes.
It looks fabulous with the blue.
Even down to the washer fluid and the coolant.
Yes, you have got it bad, haven't you?
Yeah. And of course the engine's silver, so you know it's good. Even the air filters. They took some finding to get blue ones.
Okay,
but,
where'd you get them from?
It was a company online, and they do different colours, but it took quite a while for me to actually find them. But yeah, once I saw they had blue ones,
Yeah,
it was
it had to be done, didn't it?
It has to be done.
It had to be done.
Yeah.
This is not standard, is it?
No, it's another nice little detail, but it's also a safety aspect.
Yeah.
This particular model year, they never had side repeaters fitted. It wasn't a legal requirement,
Right.
so usual thing with manufacturers, if they don't fit it, don't have to fit it, they won't.
Yeah.
But I particularly wanted it, especially with the length of the nose.
Yeah.
You do tend to have to stick your nose out a bit into traffic sometimes to be able to see. So obviously this makes it a lot easier for vehicles coming along to see where you're indicating to go.
Yeah.
But a nice little touch, I say. Found these, they're actually LED with a chrome ring on there, so it just catches with the rest of the chrome work on the car.
Now, talking about LED, these headlights are a bit special, aren't they? Can we have a look at them? This is nice, isn't it, your grille? Tell us about that.
So the standard grille is just the outer part.
Yeah.
The mesh inside is what they put on later cars.
Right.
In the very new cars now, they're actually putting the number in. So instantly, if it's a +4, it
Yeah.
has a 4 in it. If it's a +6, it has 6, and obviously this is a +8, so it has an 8 in it. So I'm still toying with the idea of perhaps putting the 8 in there, and I think, of course, it would have to be the metallic blue. The 8.
Well, actually, the 8 in blue would look great, wouldn't it? There's another reason for this mesh as well, because it does protect, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I've put a brand new radiator in this, which was not cheap, and obviously stones can get quite through this because it's quite a low sitting car, so you do tend to pick up quite a few stone chips and damage from travelling behind cars. So this actually protects the radiator itself as well.
Get involved and become part of our classic car community. Leave us a comment below. What do you think of the Morgan? And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Here we are inside the Morgan, and it's very, very nice. It sounds very meaty. Take us out for these lovely country lanes. And yourself, you've only been in it a few times in the last couple of weeks. Furthest you've gone is how far?
Well, since I've rebuilt it, it's done 65 miles.
65 miles, so there you go. That's amazing.
With the dashboard, I've rebuilt the dashboard with the clocks. Originally it didn't have a clock in it, so these only come with 4 clocks normally, so it has 5 clocks.
5 clocks.
And underneath here you can't actually see it, but I have actually put a little illuminating strip underneath there.
Right.
So at night you just get a soft glow on these switches.
Oh, lovely, yeah.
Because otherwise you wouldn't be able to see them at night.
Now, is it blue?
No, it's not.
Well, that was the Mistress. That's what you've called her, isn't it?
Yeah, because she takes all my time and all my money.
Well, it was quite an experience. What a lovely trip we've had out in this car. It's been fantastic meeting Gary today and taking the Morgan out. So join us next time down at the Barns, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.